What is up, everybody? I'm Mecha Godzillas, and I'm bringing you guys the promised, as I promised before, video of Mecha Godzilla's power scaling. Now, I'm going to be practically doing the same as I did on my modern Godzilla power scaling of the modern era. I'm going to do the same with all the Mecha Godzillas since they're not as much as many other Godzillas. So yeah, now I'll be starting with the bottom to the top, from weakest to strongest. So yeah. Also, if you guys have any common contribution that think that some Godzillas are stronger or weaker, you can just comment down below and I will read your comments and see if that's true or not. Or you can just say your own things and I'll just see if that's correct. So the first, we're starting off with the weakest of all Godzillas, Monsters Mecha Godzilla. I know some of you guys think that Monsters Mecha Godzilla is very strong, but remember, Mecha Godzilla in the Monsterverse was only able to be defeated by a weakened King Kong and a weakened Godzilla who was less than 50%. So yeah. To at least that Godzilla was not using even 50% of his power, which should be a really costful thing to say for this Mecha Godzilla. Now, of course, I'm not saying that both Kong and Godzilla in the movie of GSK were equal, but Kong was slightly weaker than Godzilla. In comparison to physical strength and durability, Kong was not that much fairer. But in comparison to speed, Kong did have a slight advantage. Since was much more lighter than Godzilla, he was most likely able to probably be easily able to move. Now, I'm saying that Kong should not be relevant to Godzilla, but he should be strong enough to probably handle some of Godzilla's blows. Meaning that Kong should be in the multi-continental and moon level and not even planetary himself, since Hiyomasa was able to practically pair against him with Godzilla. So this shouldn't be also the same scaling as Mechagodzilla, since Mechagodzilla was also able to take on the same Godzilla, even though much more weaker, with no difficulty, reaching his AP at the beginning to be multi-continental to moon level to much more deeper levels of moon level. While in Highbow he could be moon level to small planetary, but much more deeper into small planetary than some other characters that will get to this level. Now his durability should be higher than his own AP because he was able to take multiple blows from Godzilla, which of course his physical strength should be almost relevant to his atomic breath, since he can withstand it and even make blows similar to it, if not slightly weaker. So his durability should be planetary level at best, since this Godzilla was much more weakened than the previous battle. Now for his speed, due to his boosters and of course the many upgrades he was able to gain, he also ranged from hypersonic to relativistic and a high ball at FTL plus since he was able to dodge Godzilla's atomic breath and even has a proton screen which is practically said to be a laser. So he should be in the FTL plus scaling or faster than the speed of light. Next on the list we got Kiryu. I know you guys are wondering why he's number 3, but even though Kiryu is one of my favorites, I do have to be fair in the power scaling. But Kiryu is still pretty impressive for being number 3, since his scaling is much more higher and he is actually relevant to his own Godzilla, unlike Mecha Godzilla from the Monsterverse. Kiryu at the low bow should be moved to planetary, since he was able to practically pair against his own Godzilla and be relevant to him in combat, and also being the original Godzilla, he should also have some scalings and even upscale his original counterpart, or his original body, due to his new mechanical body being much more stronger. Now, he could even scale much more higher with, of course, the Absolute Zero Cannon, which could get into at a mid-bow of large star to solar system level. Now, with a high bow, you can also get him to solar system to multi-galaxy, which of course is pretty impressive due to the Absolute Zero Cannon, practically freezing the target to absolute zero. No temperatures below it, just absolute zero, which is almost stated to be almost impossible in some science fictions. So, to say the least, that Kiryu is much stronger than your Monsters Godzilla or Mecha Godzilla. So yeah. While his DC should be around at the low ball of planetary to a large planetary and at a high ball of solar system to multi-galaxy, since he should scale the same to Godzilla, who's able to practically take on his attacks with relative almost ease, but still was quite injured. So he should scale to the same level as his own Godzilla, if not even slightly higher, because of him practically being the one who injured him himself. Now Kiryu should fall into faster than the speed of light to massively faster than the speed of light, since he was able to practically dodge Godzilla's atomic breath, which is said to be pure radiation, point blank. He was practically a few kilometers away from Godzilla, and he was able to dodge the attack without even flinching. He literally just did that without even practically. He probably anticipated Godzilla's atomic breath before he even fired it. He moved so fast that he even left an after image just by him dodging the attack. So that should practically skill him to be at a massively faster than the speed of light. And next, number 2 is Showa Mecha Godzilla. I know some of you guys would argue that Kiryu should be above Showa Mecha Godzilla, while some of you guys should not argue with that. Since, of course, Showa Mecha Godzilla is also slightly scaling to his own Godzilla in the Showa era. He's not fully scaling to his own Godzilla from this era, but he is still almost relevant to his own Godzilla in this era. But of course, his AP should range through galaxy to multi-galaxy. Reasons why is because he was practically creating a black hole, which can practically eat solar systems, if not even bigger stars than contain solar systems. So to say at least that he was able to ride a black hole while being built there should get into this higher scaling. He was also able to almost even fare against his own Godzilla, who's much stronger than ever before. You can also get into Universal because of Godzilla being, in some guys' statements, also stated to be equal to Zonefire, who's practically able to take on a 4-dimensional being, which is Universal. And of course, Mechagodzilla's durability should be higher than his own AP, which is multi-galaxy to Universal. Now, you could always say that this is actually not relevant, since Godzilla is able to easily destroy him. But the reason why is because Mechagodzilla is not as strong as his own Godzilla. He was almost relevant, but not equivalently strong as him. So his universal power should be lower than that of Showa Godzilla. And of course, his speed should be faster than the speed of light due to him able to dodge multiple of Godzilla's atomic breath. Also, block it with no difficulty, since he was able to practically anticipate just like Kiryu, which he can also get to master faster than the speed of light, but he should scale to faster than the speed of light due to being much more slower. But of course, if I compare both him and Kiryu in battle, I would say that Kiryu can actually outspeed him, but Showa Mecha Godzilla with his incredible, much more higher scaling, should be able to defeat Kiryu. But this is just my own reason, so yeah. And now we're going into number 1 in one of the strongest Mecha Godzillas up till this point, being Heisei Mecha Godzilla. Now, some of you guys would have expected, since the Heisei era is still to be one of the strongest eras ever before. But of course, his scaling should be almost relevant to his own Godzilla because he was able to actually kill his own Godzilla in that movie. He was able to kill Godzilla, but Godzilla was also able to be revived thanks to Rodan by sacrificing himself. Now, of course, the battle between Mechagodzilla and Godzilla himself should be almost relevant, since Mechagodzilla practically had the edge on Godzilla, since he was able to practically move faster than him, also anticipate his attacks, and also having his own atomic breath, or just you could say rainbow beam. But of course, this should scale him to be at least multi-galaxy to Universal, since he was able to practically outmatch this Godzilla. Remember, this Godzilla is after King Ghidorah and the Biollante movies, so this Godzilla is even much stronger because of it. Now, in a high bow, he should be low multiversal, since Godzilla was incredibly strong, and alongside using his new acquired spiral breath, he was even more stronger. But of course, even though Mechagodzilla did lose to Godzilla using his spiral breath, he also able to withstand a little bit of it, which means that he should scale to low multiversal because of him able to slightly tank some of the attacks. You should not get him to the multiversal ranges, but you'll get into a much more lower than that. But he's still pretty powerful. Now, his defense or his durability should be around multi-galaxy to Universal. And of course, at a high ball should be low multiversal due to him able to practically beat Godzilla, also take most of his atomic breaths and even launch it at himself. Able to practically absorb Godzilla's atomic breath means that he should scale to be much more durable. Now, I'm talking about that this multi-galaxy to Universal should be scaled to base Mechagodzilla, and low multiversal should be scaled to Super Mechagodzilla 2 when he practically fuses with the Garuda ship, which gives him a natural boost, which gives him much more powerful. He should also be much more higher scaling in speed because of his speed should see scaling to Godzilla's atomic breath, which could be scaled to FTL plus to massively faster than the speed of light. Which of course he should be almost relevant in speed, and not even slightly faster than his own Godzilla, because he's able to practically fly away from Godzilla's atomic breath and even block and even dodge most of his attacks. But of course, Heisei Mecha Godzilla should be much more higher. Now, I want you guys to actually say words in the comments down below and think which Godzilla, in your opinion, is the strongest. And maybe I'll also in the future, or maybe a couple of days later, I'll do also um, versus off against different eras. I'll not be power scaling them, but I'll just be bring the reference from their movies and how strong they are. So by the way, I'm really putting some things like I'm putting Final Wars into Millennium era and many others, just like Godzilla guy, which I'm really probably doing the same but much more different. Maybe even doing some power scaling if I want to. But I'm just gonna be going off with their film feats and some feats that were practically normal that exist in the movie. So yeah. But that is it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this. Comment down below which one is your favorite Godzilla and you think is much more core. I will not judge any of you. It's your own opinion, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm Mecha Godzillas. See you next time, everyone. Sayonara.